Hey, this is Garvin from the FTWpodcast.com, and today we're bringing you something a little bit different. This isn't the regular FTW podcast that you hear. This is instead a new project we're working on. It's called the FTW in the Morning. It's a morning show, Sunday mornings on TWRnetwork.com. What's different about it is instead of talking about the shows themselves, reviewing shows, we're going to be focusing on specific topics, specific news items, or storylines that are happening that are important to us, the fans. Not just myself or the guys at the FTW podcast, but instead, we're looking at what everyone's talking about on our Facebook page or on our Facebook groups that we're a part of, on Twitter, and especially here on YouTube. We haven't quite decided how we're going to be doing this yet, so this is just a pilot episode, just to test the water, see how things go. Eventually, we're going to be bringing in some guest hosts, interviews, and again, the main focus here, at least opinion-wise, is going to be the voices of you guys. So you can hear the basic gist of what everyone here on YouTube thinks about whatever story we're going to be talking about. So in today's episode, we covered two stories. For this clip, we're just going to be showing one, and that is the Randy Orton injury and what that means to Smackdown. Here's that clip from this morning's episode. Okay, now obviously this is the most important news item of the week. That is Randy Orton being injured, what that means to SmackDown. There's a whole lot of different rumors going around about what actually took place. Is he injured? There's a lot of people even questioning if this is legitimate or not. Basically, it's because how the story was pushed out to us and how much it's changed since we originally heard it. So this story first came out on Tuesday, and it came out from one of WWE's Twitter accounts. That Twitter account is one that, normally pushes storyline stuff, so that's why it was kind of seen as strange, to say the least. No one really wanted to believe it, at least no one legitimate, like the JohnReport.net. He didn't want to even talk about the story until he knew for sure that it was an actual story. Now we're pretty confident it is an actual story. It's a legitimate injury. The reports first were saying that he'd be out for 6 months. Now it's not as long, but before we get into all the specifics, right now we're going to turn it over to YouTube and see what the general opinion of all the YouTube channel hosts are saying about Randy Orton and the future of SmackDown.
Randy Orton apparently has something wrong with his Call of Duty Modern Warfare disc. No. This bitch ass gonna be out for 6 goddamn months. Alright, a disc in his back, not a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 disc, but a disc in his back is fucked up, and the nigga gonna be out for 6 months.
Woo-hoo-hoo! He's gone! Woo!
And you know what this means? This means that Daniel Bryan is just that much closer to actually having a legitimate title reign.
It is being said that, it will immensely affect the SmackDown brand because while they could build up other superstars, Randy Orton is one of the driving forces behind SmackDown getting as good of a rating as it gets.
And the point is, no matter how much, I hate on Orton a lot too. I'm not an Orton fan. A lot of people hate on Orton in the internet community. You never should really wish for something bad to happen to someone.
It's really sad where you're getting excited over a superstar getting injured where it's like, oh, this is gonna suck. This is awful. But, I don't feel sad that Orton's injured.
It's good and a bad at the same time. It's bad because, okay, yes, it brings a, possibly more younger talent. But this kills the SmackDown roster in some way because your SmackDown roster was basically around. Now you can argue all you want with Mark Henry and stuff, but your roster was basically wrapped around Randall Keith Orton for the longest time, and now he's out for 6 months, and you go, what the hell are you doing?
The thing at the moment is, if this whole injury is true, I mean, Orton is one of 2 guys that WWE trusts, you know what I mean, in that top spot, along with John Cena, and you could also say Triple H as well. So it really leaves SmackDown with not that much real established top, you know, star power, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? You've got, now Randy Orton's gone, it's kind of like the Edge thing.
Right at the end of the year, he was riding high on 2011. He was, you know, giving other guys a chance. You know, he was giving Christian an opportunity to shine. He was giving Mark Henry an opportunity to shine. Hell, he was even giving Wade Barrett a time to shine. People, you know, crap on Randy Orton, saying he doesn't, you know, give anybody, you know, this push. He doesn't let anybody else win. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Randy Orton has been doing a hell of a lot lately to elevate other talent, especially the Wade Barretts of the world, and even in Cody Rhodes. He made Cody Rhodes look a hell of a lot better than what Cody Rhodes usually does.
Woohoo! Orton's gone. Let's give new people a chance at Mania and make a show out of here. Let's not have Orton bury people at WrestleMania like CM Punk this year. Like, come on. Like, when I look at Orton gone, there's not, like, do you see a tear running down my face? No, you don't see a tear running down my face, because it's good that we get to see some new people noticed other than Orton doing the same monotonous, robotic promos. Don't make me angry.
The thing is that people are like saying, oh yes, people are going to get such a chance now, especially at WrestleMania. But do you not remember back to like last year's WrestleMania? Randy Orton faced like CM Punk in a match that was like really low down the card. The year before that, he was, you know, in a match against Legacy. Randy Orton hasn't been in like a title match at WrestleMania for ages, and he's not in a, you know, title feud at the minute. He's been facing Wade Barrett, which has actually been helping Wade Barrett's career and pushing him up further. So I'm quite baffled as to why people are saying that this is a good thing, because it's really not. Because to be honest, SmackDown now, for me personally, I'm not going to enjoy it as much, because yes, they've still got decent wrestlers, but Randy Orton is obviously the main reason why I watch it, and he's like their top kind of star, obviously. So it's bound to go kind of down, and now they're going to have to kind of, you know, change their feuds, and apparently they're replacing Orton with Sheamus at the minute, and Sheamus and Wade Barrett isn't, you know, that great of a feud. So I just would, I'm really wondering where people are getting these ideas from, saying that this is actually going to help, you know, WWE and SmackDown.
You know, this actually boosts Wade Barrett's career once you think about it, because now next week he can cut a promo saying, you know, I took out Randy Orton. It's part of the Barrett barrage.
This is not good for Wade Barrett. If Wade Barrett injured this guy, Wade Barrett, you're gonna be put in that dog house. Alright, I bet Randy Orton backstage going fucking stupid. So Wade Barrett, oh snap, you know, you about to get that whooping backstage.
This is going to happen sooner or later, because WWE overworks guys like John Cena and Randy Orton. They're on TV consistently. They've never really got a proper break. So eventually there was going to come a time when, you know, you would have to make other stars to replace them. It just doesn't seem like WWE are in that position, because we've seen Orton injured, and I can't help but feel that WWE are going to be panicking.
I mean, yeah, a lot could move forward from this, and a lot of other superstars could be built up. But you gotta wonder, do those superstars really draw in the buy rates? Do they draw in the ratings? Do they draw in the attendance? Yeah, you could build up a Daniel Bryan, but at the end of the day, Daniel Bryan does not sell more merch or sell out, or put more asses in seats than Randy Orton at the end of the day. And the same could be said about Drew McIntyre. Sure, they could build him up, but does he put more asses in seats than Randy Orton? I don't think so.
All right, so that's what YouTube had to say. You know, obviously we have a limited supply of videos. We pulled from 10 to 15 videos, so maybe there's more opinions out there. So if you'd like your videos to be on this type of show, just let us know. Get in touch with us. If you are a subscriber to a channel, let us know if they say things that you would like us to hear, discuss, and promote. So, okay, this story. Obviously, no one should be happy that Orton is injured, but it does force WWE into a situation where they now have to focus on new talent, like a Drew McIntyre, like a Daniel Bryan, or a Justin Gabriel, Hunico, Ezekiel Jackson. I mean, there is a huge roster that WWE has available to them, and losing a top guy like Randy Orton can give those guys a great opportunity. I mean, even look at the tag team division. now they have a chance to have a much larger spotlight on SmackDown. So, and you also look at matches that have happened on Superstars this week, or, over the last 2 months. There's a lot of great talent here, and there's been, cries for guys like Drew McIntyre to get more time, cries for Alex Riley to get the opportunity to once again be on TV. Sure, it's not Raw. It's not going to reach the audience that everyone wants, the IWC wants a guy like Drew McIntyre to be seen on, or a guy like Alex Riley. But it's just enough of an opportunity so that we can see what they can really do in front of a live crowd, in front of a, to see how they fill that void. So now, obviously, the story has changed since the beginning. They were first saying he was going to be out for 6 months. He's not going to be out for 6 months anymore. It's a month and a half. So although we won't see him at at Royal Rumble, most likely, we will see him at WrestleMania. So quite possibly they'll continue the feud with Wade Barrett, continue to push Wade Barrett up, and with Randy Orton out, Wade Barrett is the guy that could really take advantage of this type of spot. He's the one that, quote unquote, took Randy Orton out. So now we can finally see what he can do in his next step, whether that's a Sheamus or whether that's going for, either the U.S. or Intercontinental Championships, or maybe even moving up into the world title picture. Who knows what they can do while someone like Orton is out. And they faced the same situation when Edge was gone. When Edge left, it was basically a panic mode. They were trying to fill in that void. So they tried to do it with Christian. They gave Christian, a huge opportunity. Obviously, Randy Orton was bumped up. So now we're sitting in the same spot, except for we don't have a big name to attach in here like we did before. Before we had, a Randy Orton or a Christian. Now we don't have that big name. Now we are going to have to look at a Drew McIntyre. We're going to have to see how Daniel Bryan sits as the main weight-bearing guy on SmackDown. So is it a good thing? Yes and no. It's horrible for Orton. It's horrible for ratings, and it's horrible for WWE. But it's great for those who are just waiting for that one opportunity. This is that opportunity, so hopefully we'll see someone shine going into 2012. And there is your clip, the overall opinion of Orton's injury and what that means to SmackDown here on FTW in the Morning. All videos used today will be listed on our YouTube page, so you'll have the ability to watch the full videos and subscribe to those channels that these clips came from. This episode of FTW in the Morning, again, is just a pilot episode. We're still playing with ideas, working out the kinks, working on bringing others into the project. If you'd like to be involved in any fashion, get in touch with us here on YouTube. You want your videos to be used? Let us know. You want to help host the show or have a guest spot on an upcoming episode? Just get in touch. We are completely open to have anyone and everyone on the show in some fashion, either in their video or as a guest spot. So let's get in touch. For more information about us and the FTW podcast, just go to ftwpodcast.com. And once again, this show will begin airing live on twrnetwork.com every Sunday morning we're currently looking at about 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., but we're still working out those details, but that's the plan. So make sure you tune in. We'll be making that announcement soon when this show will officially be a show. So anyways, leave your feedback, your comments here on YouTube, and Happy New Year.